It's time for our first interview for the day today. We have DAG Project, the Development Action Group. DAG is a leading non-profit, non-governmental organization. DAG's mission is to create, implement, and support community-centered development in order to address the economic, social, and spatial inequalities that characterize South African cities. Started in 1986 in response to the injustice of apartheid spatial planning. The organization's focus has been responsive to ever-widening social spatial inequalities in South African cities. DAG, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, come to the mic.
What is the introduction?
Sondela on the mic. Don't be scared of the mic.
I think they were laid back like that.
Yeah.
Such a beautiful introduction. Thank you.
Read more. They was like, read more about us. You know?
All right, let's kick it off. Please introduce yourselves and also what you do, just to give people a little bit more of a background about both of you.
Okay, I'll start.
Cool.
My name is Akhona Siswana. I'm the project coordinator for a program called Community Capacity Building and Citywide Coalitions at the Development Action Group. And I'm here today to speak about one project, another program, which is the Active Citizens Training course.
Morning, everyone. Morning to the listeners. My name is Chuma Giyose. I'm a project coordinator at DAG 2, leading on the Contractor and Developer Academy, which is the CDA, which is an enterprise development program that is geared to support emerging contractors and emerging developers. So today we're here to speak about our capacity building programs under the CDA, which is for the emerging contractors and the micro developers. Thank you so much.
Beautiful. And on that note, please give us a little bit more of the background when it does come to, as you just mentioned now, what you want to speak about and get out there. Let's just hop straight into it, you know?
Oh, okay. I'm going to kickstart from my side regarding the Contractor and Developer Academy. So we have two programs, right? The developer and the contractor training. So the contractor training has been with UDAG since 2017. We drew lessons from our experiences during a Kailicha project that we done. That was around 2015, where we unblocked 2,173 houses. And there we worked with emerging contractors. But through the work with emerging contractors, those are the grade ones who are newly established entities. We saw that there were capacity gaps in terms of operating a business. And then we developed this, as a response, we developed this training program that is geared for them in particular, where we train them around your business management, financial management, branding and marketing, your technical skills, interpretation of your drawings, and to develop a BOQ. So those are the modules that we'll be covering for this course itself, which is set to commence in May. Not in May, sorry, apologies for that, in March, on the 11th of March. But we are open we are under the recruitment process, getting applications in, which is going to close on the 22nd of February, which is next week. So if you are a contractor or you've been active in the space, we encourage you to apply for this and even post the training itself for both now. There's a mentorship and support where we provide to individual contractors or have group workshops. So the support does not end just on the training or the classroom, but it's a continuous up until they run their business to success and fully fledged companies. And then on the other side, because we're in the human settlement space as UDAG, we started to see the developments happening in the different areas where individuals who own properties were developing backyard rental units in the form of micro units, whether it's a double story or a normal shared room. So with that, there's two individuals that we identified, which was the homeowner developer and the micro developer. The homeowner developer is the one who develops just once off at the back of their property. I think we're aware of granny flats in most of the areas. Those are the homeowner type of developers. And then there's the entrepreneurial micro developers who are developing multiple units, rental units on site. And then we developed a training program targeting for the entrepreneurial micro developers, so to say, because these individuals are supporting in terms of curbing the housing backlog or the need. And for us was to develop a training program for them around property development 101. So we touch on multiple things around site analysis, design guidelines, acquisition land rights, acquiring building plans approval, and land use approvals. The conveyancing aspect, we know that when you purchase a property, you need to work with conveyances, and also the financial aspect of it. How do you make your development financially feasible? So that's the training program that we're doing around the developer course, which is also set to commence in April, but the closing date for it is on the 28th of February too. So both of these training programs will be delivered in a hybrid model, virtually and in person. But most of the training, the sessions will be held face to face, but the theoretical aspects of it will be done virtually during the week.
I know that a lot of people, always struggle when it comes to, of course, the backlog, as you mentioned, of housing and a lot that goes into it. And I don't think a lot of people are educated enough on when it comes to that. So what I want to know is, what is it like, as you mentioned, you start from grade 1 and, you educate them. What is it like being able to teach from like such a young age, or to educate people knowing that, damn, I know a lot and now I can actually educate the next person? Do you think a lot of people are like, we need to know these things, or are they still, in that mindset of, no, I don't know about this, I don't want to know? What's it like? Tell me about that.
Sure. So, fortunately from our side, we've partnered with UCT lecturers on the contractor training program, Amanda Mtya and Professor Varelu for the developer course. So they are the course conveners for the two programs. They deliver it. And from my side, coming from a construction background, I'm a town planner by profession, but ventured out into construction before joining DAG. So I have experience in the construction sector that I think I contribute to the training program based on my experiences and what I've encountered. And for us is to share the lessons from our side and what are the tools that are required to run a sustainable business. Yeah.
So what does day-to-day life look for you guys at working at DAG?
Because it seems like a lot goes.
Seems like a lot of different areas of work.
Give us just a rundown of a basic day-to-day.
Sure, it's a lot. I think I can.
No, I think before I can get to that, maybe when I'm speaking about the active citizens training course, you'll get to understand what our day looks like on a day-to-day. The genesis and the DNA of DAG has always been strengthening the voice of the grassroots level. That is the voice of communities. And that is how DAG was started in 1986, to support those that are underprivileged and underserved, the poor and working class. And I think the approach was strengthening community leadership from grassroots. Hence, the program called Active Citizens Training Course, which is, you can see in our communities, especially those traditional townships, that people are elected leaders because they are charismatic. They can lead a protest but when it comes to articulating their issues into the boardroom, and as you may know, there is no viva comrade in a boardroom. You have to articulate your issues. And at times, the relationship between the government and communities is characterized by miscommunication and mistrust and very little spaces for public participation. Hence, the DAG decided to develop this leadership course called Active Citizens Training Course. And essentially there we're looking at goal setting, we're looking at personal development for the leaders, looking at how government works, looking at how you develop different advocacy and lobbying tactics in trying to resolve community issues, specifically with regards to access to basic services and infrastructure, access to housing, access to economic opportunities. As you can see, the contractor and developer training course is looking more at local economic development than my side, where I'm strengthening the capacity of leaders on the ground. So our day-to-day work is being on the ground and being visible in communities and being foot soldiers and trying to amplify the voice of those that are underprivileged and underserved.
Yeah, that's great.
I got a follow-up question before you, Jonah. What I want to know is, do people approach you like they have an idea on how to curb, of course, this, and then they join, what you have to offer, or do you just walk like in the communities and find out what the issues are, and then people can get involved that way?
So this capacity building, community capacity building and citywide coalitions program has it's like. There are 4 approaches. One is around active citizens training course, which is we advertise publicly for people to motivate why they should be part of the course. And then the second component of it is influencing urban professionals, because we understand that those that are in universities are now students, but later on they're going to be officials that have to respond to some of these issues that we're faced with as these metros and cities. So we try and influence their mindset there, and hence we have this urban professional development program as well. And then the third approach is around what we call socio-technical support, where now once communities have been capacitated, they are now able to approach DAG to say, now that we have these tools and theories and the theory that you have shared with us, we have live projects on the ground that would like you to support us on. And then we provide support on that. That is the third component. And then the last component, which is around urban dialogues. That is where we're saying, let us create a space for peer-to-peer learning, a space where we can have these conversations around how we can resolve the issues that we're faced with as the urban poor. And a space where we invite different experts to come into that space as well for their input and have these conversations and try to bridge these gaps that we have between the state, for example, and the urban poor, between the private sector and the urban poor, between communities themselves, because we also believe that communities can learn from each other in terms of the different advocacy and lobbying tactics that they are employing in trying to resolve their issues on the ground. So that is the approach that we're using. So there is a request basis approach, and also we put ourselves out there in terms of saying, here is a resource. Here's the organization that is going to be a resource. And as you have mentioned earlier, our approach as DAG is people-centered. So we believe that communities should drive their own development.
If you have just tuned in now, we're speaking to the Development Action Group. We have in studio Akhona, Siswana, and Chuma, Giyose. They are project coordinators. Jonah, you had a question?
Yeah, I do have a question, actually. So, obviously a big part of your organization is working with communities, but have you ever encountered kind of like a community that doesn't really want help, and what have you done in that situation? How do you handle that?
Okay. We all know the current state of affairs within our communities, especially in these big metros. People are despondent. They've been waiting for the state since the pronouncement in 1994. We're going to do this for you. We're going to do this for you. We're going to do this for you. Not at any point where the power, the powers that be have they said, let's do this with you. So we do experience situations where communities are like, no, we are just here for electioneering. We don't want to work with you. And at that, there's nothing we can do really with communities like that, because our approach, again, communities will thrive. We sit at the back. We create an enabling environment where they are able to lead their own development. Now, the English saying, you can take the horse to the river, but you cannot force the horse to drink the water. So that is the situation. We've had projects where we've had to exit some communities because maybe infighting, or they feel like DAG is no longer needed in the space. That is the reality, and we cannot really impose ourselves into the communities.
I think what I want to know as well, just touching on that, where you would have to leave certain communities because of certain things. But what is the plan going forward with DAG? Like, do you have any goals you want to reach? Is there a certain amount of communities you want to help? So how does it work? What's in the pipeline for DAG?
I will respond in a simple, but we're trying. Our theory of change. We just want to see just and equitable cities where everyone has equal opportunities. And that is our approach. It doesn't matter if we do that in Khayelitsha, in Philippi, in Bantry Bay, in Howard Bay, or wherever. That we just want to bridge those gaps. And that is our long-term plan, trying to realize this city that is just, that is equitable, with equal opportunities for everyone.
And is it only for leaders, though, the course? And also, how much does it cost? Because money talks, these days. Everything costs money. Nothing for mahala. There's always a catch into something.
Yeah, of course. I mean, for our active citizens training course, Chuma will reflect on his CDA program. For our active citizens training course, that is at no cost to the participant. And we target community leaders because we would like to support people that are readily active within their communities. As I said earlier, some are elected because they are charismatic, but they when they get into the boardroom situations, they can't articulate their issues, or they are hit with this technical jargon that they don't understand. So as part of the curriculum, we also deal with how government works, the different spheres of government, whose responsibility is to do what, how is the city's budgeting process undertaken, where are the spaces for communities to meaningfully participate, to influence those budgets. So we're looking at people who are active. And because it's we are an NGO that is funded by funders to achieve these objectives, it's at no cost to the participants.
Can I suggest this to act like my councillor in my community? Is it possible?
Yes, of course. Okay, we've had councillors being part of this training course, and we've found it to be useful for them because it also equips them with how to interact with their communities or their constituency, and it has built trust with the councillors that we've worked with in terms of how now they are able to take issues of the community forward. Because it also assists and equips the ward councillors in that regard. And we are calling out to the councillors to come into the space. I think for one reason, they are the closest sphere of government to the communities. And this course would also really assist them.
So it will be free for the councillor.
Free.
Okay. I'll speak to my councillor.
Okay. If I may come in from my side, with regards to the CDA contractor training program and the developer course, so the contractor training is for free. Essentially, we're looking for similar criterias with active business people who are running a construction company who need further support in terms of capacity building towards running a sustainable business. Hence, it's for free for them. And then when it comes to the developer course, there's a nominal fee contribution for that of 2.5. It's 2.5 for the course itself. Targeted for entrepreneurial micro developers or developers. When I say micro developers, it's just that they are getting into the space. Hence, our training program is geared to capacitate them to make effective decisions when they are developing or conceptualizing their projects. So that one is just a nominal fee of 2,500 per individual. Yeah.
Time is jealous. So quickly, contact details, where can people get you? And also last words, for our listeners. Yes.
Okay, I'll start again. And I think this is a call to all change makers and activists within our communities to apply for this course, and they can send in their motivational letters just stating why they think this course will assist them, and in simple words, at a language of their choice. We're running this course. It's a 4-module course, so you'll be away from your house at least 4 weekends this year, starting in March to September 2023, and then there will be a graduation at the end where people will get certificates of participation. They can send their motivations to myself, Akhona at dag.org.za, and they can also contact me for further inquiries on 062-688-5595, or they can contact our office on 021-448-7886. We are also available on our social media pages, Facebook, the Development Action Group, Chuma, you'll speak about Instagram.
Oh, wow.
I was born before technology.
Let's be quick. We have like 10 seconds now.
Yeah.
Okay, I think for the contractor training and developer course, you can reach out to me at Chuma, DAG, at dag.org.za. You spell Chuma CHUMA at dag.org.za, or you can call me directly on 07940831159, or you can use our telephone line 021 448 7886. Thank you so much.
I feel like this interview was so little.
It was
quick.
Yeah.
Time
We'll definitely invite you guys again.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you very much for coming through.
Thank you for